have seen the definition of a random variable, and we have seen discrete random variable and probability mass function, and also we have solved a problem related to probability mass function, that is discrete random variable. So today we'll discuss about continuous random variable. Just a minute. Continuous random variable. What is a continuous random variable? If the random variable capital X takes infinite number of values, uncountable, not infinite actually, uncountable number of values, or if X takes all possible values, from the interval every value in the interval a comma b, then X is a continuous random variable. X is a continuous random variable if the random variable capital X takes all possible values from the interval a comma b, then X is a continuous random variable. Okay. Now if X is a continuous random variable, just a minute. If capital X is a continuous random variable, if capital X is a continuous random variable, then there exists a function of real variable capital X, then there exists a function of there exists a function. The function is fx of a real variable capital X, comma, known as the probability density function known as the probability density function of capital X. If capital X is a continuous random variable, then there exists a function fx of the real variable small x. The function is known as the probability density function of capital X. The function, probability density function capital X satisfying the following conditions. First condition is number 1, fx must be greater than or equal to 0 for all values of x. Fx greater than or equal to 0 for all values of capital X. That is the function fx greater than or equal to 0. That is the curve y is equal to fx. If we draw the curve, entire curve will lie above y-axis. Number 2, integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to 1. That is, area under the curve from minus infinity to infinity is equal to 1. Area under the probability density curve from minus infinity to infinity is 1. And the third one is probability of the event a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b, that will be integration a to b fx dx. Integration a to b fx dx. So these are the three conditions of probability density function. The density function must be non-negative, that is fx must be greater than or equal to 0 for all values of x. Integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx must be is equal to 1. Integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to 1. And third condition is probability a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b. This is equal to integration a to b fx dx. Okay. So these are the properties of probability density function. So let us try to solve a problem. Find the value of the constant c so that the function fx defined by cx squared 1 less than or equal to 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 and 0 elsewhere, so that the function fx is equal to cx squared 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1 and 0 elsewhere is a probability density function. Is a probability density function. So after this, evaluate the probability of the event 1/2 less than or equal to x less than 1/2 less than or equal to x less than 3/4. Okay, so first we need to find the value of the constant c so that this function defines a probability density function. The function defines a probability density function. So for that we'll use the condition that integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to 1. So we'll use that condition. We know integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to 1. Now this implies this can be written as integration minus infinity to 0 fx dx plus 0 to 1 fx dx plus 1 to infinity, this equal to 1. Now integration minus infinity to 0, integration minus infinity to 0, what is the functional structure? Integration minus infinity, the fx has the structure cx squared is in the interval 0 to 1, otherwise the structure of the function is 0. So here the functional structure will be 0 minus infinity to infinity 0 dx plus 0 to 1 cx squared dx 1 to infinity 0 dx is equal to 1. So what we'll get, this will be 0, this will be 0, integration of 0 is 0, so that will be 0, this will be 0. What we'll get, c is coming out c by 3 is equal to 1, so c is equal to 3. So if the value of c is equal to 3, then it will define a probability density function. So therefore, what is the structure we are getting? Therefore, fx 3x squared 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, 0 elsewhere is a probability density function. In short, we are writing as PDF. Probability density function. It defines a probability density function. Let us try to evaluate probability. So we need to integrate. Now we are using the third property. Probability a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b is given by integration a to b fx dx. So integration a is 1 by 2 to 3 by 4 fx dx. One by 2 to 3 by 4 3x squared to dx. So 3 x cubed by 3 1 by 2 to 3 by 4. So 3 is getting cancelled. 1 by 2 whole cube. 3 by 4. Sorry, 3 by 4 whole cube. Upper limit minus lower limit. (64) is the LCM. So what we'll get here, 27 minus 8. So it will get 19 by 64. You please check the calculation. So the probability becomes 19 by 64. So this is how to tackle the problems related to continuous random variable. Let us try to solve another similar kind of problem. The probability density function of a random variable capital X is given by 0 elsewhere. The probability density function of the random variable capital X is given by fx is equal to kx into 1 minus x squared, 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, and 0 elsewhere. What you need to find the value of k and evaluate probability 1 by 4 less than or equal to x, 1 by 4 less than or equal to x, less than or equal to 3 by 4, condition given x greater than 1 by 2, and it's given x greater than 1 by 2. So first let us try to calculate the value of the constant k. Try to calculate the value of the constant k. So here what we are doing, we know integration minus infinity to infinity fx dx is equal to 1. So it will be fx is having non-zero structure in between 0 to 1, otherwise the structure is 0. So we'll end up with integration 0 to 1 kx 1 minus x dx. This equal, so integration k is coming out x squared by 2 multiply x squared, integration of x squared will be x cubed by 3, 0 to 1 is equal to 1. So what we are getting, k into 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. For lower limit everything will become 0. So if we simplify, what will be the value of k? K will be 6. After putting the value of k, therefore what we are getting, therefore the structure of fx is now 6x 1 minus x, 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, and 0. Elsewhere. Fx is equal to 6x 1 minus x, 0 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 1, and 0 elsewhere. So that's the structure we are getting. Now we are trying to calculate probability 1 by 4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3 by 4, condition x greater than half. Now let us use the definition of conditional probability. Suppose this event is A and this event is B. So using the definition of conditional probability, what will happen? This thing can be written as probability A intersection B, that is 1 by 4 less than or equal to x less than or equal to 3 by 4 intersection x greater than half, and probability of B x greater than half. Now let us
Sir, you are not audible, sir.
Yeah. Now I'm audible.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So where both these conditions are simultaneously satisfied, let me find the region. So x lies between here. X lies between 1 by 4 to 3 by 4. So this is the region, and another is x greater than 1 by 2. X greater than 1 by 2 is this region. So where both the inequality is getting satisfied simultaneously, both the condition will be common to see. This I have drawn. This I have drawn. So what is the common portion? 1/2 to 3 by 2. So that will be actually probability less than or equal to x less than or equal to probability x greater than 1 by 2. So let us now try to find these probabilities. So this will be actually integration 1 by 2 to 3 by 4 6x 1 minus x dx, and here this will be 1 by 2 to infinity x greater than 1 by 2, so x 1 by 2 to infinity fx dx. Okay, now the function is having non-zero structure. See the structure of the function, it's having non-zero structure up to 1. After 1 the functional value is equal to 0. So what will happen, this will be, let me keep this in this way, 1/2 3 by 4 6x 1 minus x dx, and this will be 1/2 to 1. After that 1 to infinity, 1 to infinity, the function structure is 0. 6x 1 minus x dx. Now 6 will get cancelled throughout. 6 we can take common, that will get cancelled. Let us now integrate. If we integrate, what we will get? X squared by 2, and x is multiplied with this x, that will be x squared. Integration of x squared is x cubed by 3. One half to 3 by 4, and here this will be x squared by 2 minus x cubed by 3 1/2 to 1. So let us now try to simplify. This is 1 by 2. If we put upper limit here, what we'll get? 3 squared by 4 squared, that is 9 by 16, minus lower limit, what will happen? 1 by 4 minus 1 by 3. If we put the upper limit here, if we put the upper limit, what we'll get? 27 by 64 minus 1 by 8. And here what we'll get? 1/2 1 minus 1 by 4 1 by 3 1 minus 1 by 8. So you can simplify that. If we try to simplify, what we'll get here, 1/2 is there, 5 will come, 1/3, 19/64 will come. Here what we'll get, 1/2 into 3/4 minus 1/3, 7/8. So let us calculate this. Let me use calculator and so the numerator is coming to be 0.05729 792 after rounding of it, and it's coming 0.08333. So if we 0.057292 divided by 0.083333, so it's coming to be 0.6875. So that's the required probability. Zero point 0.6875. Please go through these two examples once again. If any difficulty is there, we'll discuss in the next class. In the next class, we'll also see cumulative distribution function